Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching my videos. Yeah, I had to turn on the lights here. So, anyways, thank you everyone for coming to enjoy today's show. We're here with Inti.
Hello people, how are you?
Say hi to everybody and tell.
Financial advice. You should always do your own research before putting your hard-earned money on the market.
Excellent, excellent. Yes, that's so true. All right, so today we're going to be talking about buying Bitcoin in Chile. Actually, we're going to show you how easy it is to buy Bitcoins in Chile. That I could actually transfer the money, buy the Bitcoins, and have it transferred to my wallet by the time we finish this stream.
Teamwork country rocks, man.
Right? Yeah. So it's an awesome thing, man. So, anyways, we're gonna show you that today. And then we're also gonna do some TA, and we're gonna look at a few altcoins today. Maybe some altcoins that you guys mentioned in the chat group. So who knows? Why don't you throw out a few altcoins you would like to see, and maybe we'll look at the one that that most people want to hear, and look at and do some TA on. All right. So with that said, let me just before we go into the TA. Let's transfer the money to Buddha. So I'm going to go to Buddha, which is the exchange here in Chile. And actually, this is an exchange more than just for Chile. It's also for Colombia, Peru, Argentina, and so forth, as you can see here. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to go to the exchange to transfer it. And what I do, right, in order to transfer it is just I go to Abonar. And I'm hopefully I'm saying that right.
Yes.
Then I go and select my. I just have to go put it in my account, and because it's only comes from me, my my root number comes from my root number. This is the business root number, so don't try to transfer money to this account because they won't know whose it is. So basically I have like a government ID number, and they know exactly that it came from me, and then it'll go straight into my account. The same if it were to come through my business account, right? They knew it comes from my business root number, and so they know exactly which one to deposit it into. So we're gonna buy. I'm gonna do a transfer here. So I click transfer. Transfer to a third-party company. Type in Buddha because I already have them saved here on my account, right? And there you can see. Let me just switch screens so you guys can see that. There you see. I'm on my Bank of Estado account, and I can now select the Buddha's account because I have it saved, and I'm gonna enter in how much I wanted to buy, and I'm gonna buy I'm gonna transfer 200,000 pesos, and BTC. Maybe I shouldn't put a message like that because you know how they are. These banks, man, they want to block everything with Bitcoin. And hit transfer. All right, now it's gone and transferred. We're going to look back at that after we do our technical analysis and see when the money shows up. It should show up pretty fast, approximately 5 minutes or so, and we'll see. All right, with that said, let's head over to the TA of the day. Wow, we're doing a lot of chopping back and forth, trying to climb this wall of worry with Bitcoin. As you can see here, we're sticking along this trend line. I think this goes for a solid trend line, if you ask me. Let me just make this a little bit better. It should be maybe a solid trend line. I don't like it as a solid trend line because it It broke through a few times, but let's do it anyways. So clearly we're climbing this trend line. I mean, I had this trend line well before we broke up. We come back down and then broke over it again. So you know this trend line is is at least solid enough that we should make it solid. And so I'm thinking this is a trend line that if it breaks, right, we need to reassess our downward if we're going to head downwards from there. So it doesn't look like it wants to break that. It looks like it wants to break higher. Here's the good news, right? This trade is long gone, so let's take that off. We're outside of the buy zone for long-term buying area. So if you were buying your dollar cost averaging, and this was the region to be dollar cost averaging and getting the most out of your money. Below the 7,200 level. So now that we're above that, it's fine to dollar cost average up, but yeah, that's not where you're going to get the most bang for your dollars. But still a good deal compared to like $100,000, because that's where Bitcoin's going easily in the next 18 plus months. Listen, I would say we should get there in 18 months, right? To 100,000 approximately. Yeah. It might be a little bit longer, but I doubt it. Let's see here. We're closing in on the 200-day moving average. I think we might pop above that shortly. A little dangerous to be taking longs here because this thing could roll over on us, but I don't think it will. Now, let's see here. Can we do a trade on the short term? Probably not. This was like this. We were doing this trade last night, and it was so choppy. I mean, we got chopped out so many times here from this, right? My what's it called? My continuation trade got wiped out. My 78.6 got wiped out, and yeah, so it's one of those days, right? So it's really difficult to get into this market because it's really trying to shake the traders off and doing a really good job of it. Now, if we go to like a 4-hour maybe, let's see. Whoa, got a lot of fibs here. Let me just clean that up. Nasty chart. Goodbye. Because this was on my 5-minute chart, which I was making a lot of trades and off of. Goodbye and goodbye. Alrighty. So with that said, the 4-hour is looking really hot. It's too hot to handle. It wants to fly. But this thing could easily. But I think we have some divergence here, so I would be careful with this thing. Let's see here. Oof, ouch, that's gonna hurt. I would get out of the way because this is what's it called? Oh my god. That is a volume divergence, and that is a guaranteed. This is so rare, right? That you have a volume divergence that when you see it, you might as well walk away, because if you're trying to think about going along, because 90% of the time, a volume divergence is going to tell you that, hey, you know what, we're reversing the direction. And we've got it here. We've got a volume divergence, a clear volume divergence. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that, right? You cannot say that we don't have a volume divergence here, right? So, yeah, we've got to we have to like cool our jets basically and not get all too excited about a Bitcoin rally, and we have a divergence here, right? So started. Is this a divergence as well? Yes, you could say so. Or would be a solid one right here to here. So if this thing dips down on the 4 hour, oof, it's gonna confirm the divergence, right? We would look for comeback to get all the people excited again, and then another dump. Oh gosh, that sucks. It is what it is. The market's telling us what's going to happen, so we have to accept it, right, as is, and not tell the market what we wanted to do. And I was hoping that this was looking good, right? We were staying above this market, staying above this trend line, but oof, yeah, you know what? The 4 hours telling us something different. So that's the way it is. We're going to have to accept what the 4 hour is telling us, and it's telling us, yes, we are due for a rollover on this market. So,
Richie C asked in the super chat, is this a rising wedge plus decline volume?
rising wedge plus the. I don't see a rising wedge here. I would say, well, you could. I guess you could draw it like this. Let's see here. Where's the ray? There it is. You could, right? And then you could go horizontal line, right? We could do that, right? And this thing, if this rolls over, doesn't break the wedge here, right? Comes back up. That is, and then it confirms the divergence when it falls over. Don't be surprised if it comes back up to give you guys all the excitement again, and then breaks down, unfortunately. Ugh. I hate you. Yeah, so of course this is Bitcoin. It can do anything it wants, but yeah, I wouldn't bet against this rolling over and collapsing at all. So where could we collapse to is where the next question is. Once we do get to that point, let me switch that to the 5 minute. We could collapse back down to, let's see here. I would say the turn. Let's just go from the turn of and do a fibby fibs from the turn, last turn. And say, well, we could this is a breakout of the W, so we could come back to 38.2, which is not so bad, right? To wipe out a lot of the longs here that are probably all the way down here. So wouldn't be surprised if that happens. To wipe out the longs and then come back up. So let's just see what happens, and if it's a quick, yeah, we're just going to screw with you and come back up, that would be great. And if it does that in 1 day, and then closes back up here, wow, that'd be awesome. But let's not count that as a possibility, because that's a low probability outcome. Alrighty, so let's see what happens, basically. All right, whilst we're waiting, let me refresh this page. Oh, look, there you go. And there it is. And I probably had to wait like 5 minutes, because that's how the financial system works here in Chile. Wire transfers are pretty much instant, actually. I could transfer money to NT's account, and he will see it instantly. To anybody's account, basically, here in Chile, and then they'll see it instantly. So here it is in my account. It probably would have taken them less than 5 minutes, but sometimes I had to wait about 5 minutes, and that seems like a long time. And I could do like, before we do, there's two types of buying, right? There's, of course, I can do a market buy, right? Comprar, vender is a market buy. Is basically, I'm gonna buy. I put in the amount I want. Let's see here. Do I have to transfer to to my wallet from first? I don't remember having to do that last time. They must have changed it. Let's see here. Bitcoin, comprise Bitcoin, Pagacon, transfer. Okay, let's see, and let's see here. About 200. No. What the heck? Yeah, alrighty. So yeah, I could do that. There you go. So I could buy, and that's a market buy, and it doesn't really mean that I'm buying the Bitcoin at the last price that that's shown here. What tends to happen is because based on volume, right? We can see the spread here. You can see people are wanting to buy at this price, which is 6,590,000 pesos, and somebody wants to sell, right? A small, very small amount, probably less than the amount that I'm willing to want to buy, at 6,650,000 pesos. So I'll probably end up paying this amount, somewhere an average between this amount, somewhere between those two amounts, which actually works out to be the same because they're like tiny. There's a tiny difference. It's just like 11 peso difference. But yeah, so basically I push the market up. So if I wanted one Bitcoin, whole Bitcoin, and I did a market buy, and I have to push the market all the way up to here, right? Which is not a huge difference, but that's where I'd have to push the market. Buddha is doing quite a bit of volume, I've noticed, right? Because I haven't logged in here in a long time, actually. And I've noticed that they're doing like for every week 200 Bitcoins. That's not a lot in the grand scheme of things. But when I first started using these guys, I was pretty much the whole volume. the market whenever I went to buy and sell. So yeah, I'd create the whole 24-hour volume. So yeah, this is still a very small exchange compared to all others out there, but they're definitely growing. And this is the easiest way, if you ask me, to purchase Bitcoins. Now, the reason why I'm talking about it is because Crypto Zombie mentioned it on Friday that Bitcoin, people are buying Bitcoin like crazy on local Bitcoins, and the volume is going up. So yeah, I guess so, because now I'm looking at this, I've noticed that I don't want to look at that. I've noticed that the volume here is definitely increasing. So I think that Chile is into buying Bitcoins slow more and more every day. It's still a small, very tiny market, right? The best place to buy Bitcoins, of course, is like Colombia, because you get a huge discount. Can you guess why? Let me see if anybody can guess why in the chat group, right? And Inti, see if somebody can figure it out. Why you can get Bitcoin at a discount, a huge 20% discount in Colombia, right? And see if you guys can figure why that is. All right, so with that said, let's head over to do some TA on some cryptocurrencies. Let's start off with, you know what? Everybody's been asking me about Nano so many times, and I remember doing a TA on this when it was like rolling back down here, right here, a few days back, and look at that, it broke the bottom here. That's not a good sign. So if you're interested in buying, I would suggest you wait for the 78.6 on the Neo chart here. It's unfortunate the damages this beautiful W pattern on the daily, but you know, that's just the way the ball bounces. Let's take a look at it on weekly, see if there's any kind of setup action for a larger term movement. And nope, it looks like it wants to do another downward movement slowly, and then roll up, and then we're gonna make a nice W on the weekly and go a lot higher. So yeah, you got some room to buy. You could probably even buy Nano probably at the 88.6 level. So where would that be? Let's bring that up. I wouldn't be shocked at that event occurring here. Let's see here. So yeah, would not be surprised if you can pick some up for 706 sats or 700 sats even. Not wouldn't surprise me one bit. So yeah, if you're a real cheapskate, right? It's only like a few sats down. It's only like 60 sats down. You can pick it up for 60 sats less, and then get a really cheap discount for this thing to blast off whenever it does do that. It's crazy move higher, because I really think all these coins, as long as they stick around, people were going to buy them in the next super bull run. All right, let's take a look at this Raven coin. Right, I like this daily bottoming here. It wants to roll over one more time because it's still just, there's lots of W's here. There's W's everywhere. Look at that. W here, W's everywhere, W there, larger W here. Yeah, so if you're interested in this coin, hey, you know what? Be a cheapskate. All right, pick up some at the 61.8, 78.6, right? Don't buy up here, because even though, yeah, you're still getting a deal up here, might as well get a better discount, right? Cheap is my favorite number. How about you, Inti?
Whatever number that has a lot of zeros in the front, for me.
All right. So, what other coins people have asked to take a look at? I'm going to take a look.
A lot. Do you want to finish the Colombia question already?
Yeah.
Because
so
I had a lot of replies.
Yes. Let's find out what the answer is.
For example, a lot of people said because of drugs and laundering of money.
That's correct.
That's correct.
That's correct. Obviously. Why else is they giving it for a discount? Because Bitcoin is not 100% fungible at this time. Some of those coins have been marked as dirty and drug money. So yeah, so that's why you could buy a Bitcoin for really cheap in Colombia, but kind of dangerous, right, when you think about it. All right, so what other coins? I forgot to actually buy the Bitcoins in the exchange. Do you guys want to see that? Let me know if you want me to see, if you want to actually buy it on the Buddha exchange and withdraw it. I don't know if that's really important.
So we have a couple of requests. Mm-hmm. For example, XTZ.
Tezos.
Okay,
let's do a Tezos. I did Tezos last night with our private group, right? And I showed people what I thought about Tezos. So let's XTZ, and let's take a look at it right now. Okay, so I'm going to bring that up. So what do you guys want to do? Bitcoin or USD? Oof. Look at that. I have a buy order that's never going to get filled. I already have some Tezos, right? But I'm not willing to buy it way up here. I just can't do that. I would probably set this buy order on a 61.8 return, or the 78.6, and yeah, something like that. And yeah, it didn't quite make that. It made the 61.8. Right, but it didn't make the 78.6, so I guess I'm SOL. It just goes to show you, this coin has some serious strength if it bounces off the 61.8. It's pretty good. Still, I'm not interested in buying up here. I think it might be flying, taking off. It might not. If you were interested in buying, you would have to set your fib, of course, right? And maybe even the 61.8 or 78.6. It's up to you. Looks like 61.8 is the most likely target if this rolls down. Looking at the dollar value of Tezos, yeah, this was a game over kind of like dump because of the most likely because of the virus, and yeah, we now we're starting to climb back out. I would like some more time frame on this. It's not that great. We went all the way to an 88.6, which is normal in altcoins, because altcoins love to do that when they're new, and they go down to the 88.6 level. I think it's too early on the dollar side to say this thing's going to pump, but yeah, with new coins, it's difficult to do TA on them because they can always do some crazy moves. But again, I'm not interested in buying up here. If you're interested, I'd buy at $1.68, 69, probably is where you should be buying, or maybe at this breakout level, because you could see the wedge here, and it broke out. I'd say probably where it broke out. So these near the bottom of these wicks is where you should probably set your buy order to be on the safe side. And then you could always put some more at the 61.8 and 78.6 is where I think this thing should go. Alrighty. All right. Next, let's go on to the question and answers period. Before we go do that, did you guys want to see me buy the Bitcoins on Buddha? If not, it's okay. We can go on to the question and answer period. Did you see anybody ask for that?
Not specifically.
Nope? Okay, no. Don't worry about it. Now let's just head on to the questions.
Okay, so we have a request of an altcoin from Super Chat from Julius Caesar. Thank you very much for your support.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, wonder if you could give some opinion on Digibyte.
Yeah, well, Digibyte, it's already did its move, DGB, and it's too late to be interested in buying this coin. Here, let's bring up the charts on that. Because look at that. I mean, I already sold mine right up here, and yeah, it's coming back down. So let's take a look at on a weekly scale. Right, no Wing here, right? Absolutely no W here. So if you're interested in this at all, and with this large wick here, oof, that's scary. I would not touch this thing until to at least the 78.6. Start nibbling, and have some more buy orders at the 88.6. But accept the fact that this thing might even break down to where this wick was, way down here. So yeah, which is at 14 sats. Okay, so be careful. Digibyte is, look at this, is like XRP. No bottoming pattern, just up. No bottoming pattern, just up. And again, non-stop like that. This is clearly highly manipulated coin, just like XRP. It just accept it as that. No Wing here, right? Just complete manipulation. You can say, well, let's take a look at the daily D, right? Is there any kind of Wing pattern? Nope, you wouldn't even call this a Wing pattern right here, right? No, nothing. It's just pure manipulation, and you have to accept it as that. Could it be natural? I doubt it. Highly doubt it. This is nonsense. Now they're gonna get all the Digibyte bees are gonna be buzzing and stinging me for that, but that's just the way the chart reads, man. This is like really looks like it's just like, okay, well, I'm gonna push this thing up. I got a whole bunch of this, and I'm gonna start buying more, and it's not in a sensible way, right? I'm gonna wait until it comes back to So it's somebody just buying it and pushing it up and getting the people to sit so they can dump on them. And that's what it is. And sorry, that's what I see here in the charts, and I'm going to call it like I see it. And if people get upset, they get upset. All right, next question.
All right. So this is from GD. And says, Davinci, can you throw a shout out to the Island of One?
Island of One. Yeah, well, shout out to Island of One then. What's that Island of One? Is it an island of one person? What? I'd like to know more about that Island of One. I'm gonna Google that of One and find out what that is. Okay. Let's see here. Let me just bring up my Island of One. Trump says he's an island of one. Okay, on Syria. Okay, I don't know what that means, other than you're not an island of one. Really, on anything.
I don't know.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay.
Moving on.
This is a super chat from Kirill. Thank you, sir, for your support. And this gentleman asked, how would you manage 100K if it was all of your money?
How would I manage 100K? Well, the thing is, right, this is my money and not your money. So remember, I'm managing it based on my personal beliefs, what I want in my life, and what I think is important in my life. It's not necessarily what's correct for you. So accept that as that is, and that's what I'm going to be telling you. What you decide to do could be different, and I'm okay with that. But let's just assume I'm living in a one-bedroom apartment, right? I don't have any children, and I've got 100K, and I want to start investing, and I want to see if I can turn that into some money so that I can move out of my 100-bedroom apartment. Is my focus, basically. Let's just pretend that's where I'm at, right? Because you might be different in a different level. I'm not. That's the best way I could sum it up. So, assuming I'm there, and I have a job, and I'm bringing in income to pay for my 1-bedroom apartment, and this is investable money. Where I'd put it is I would have some gold and silver. I'd purchased probably about 10 to 20% on gold and silver, right? The reason why is because, and I make sure that I have it here on me in my apartment, right? Because this is the tail risk money, right? So, for example, if the whole system collapses and there's no internet and there's nothing, you have that asset, which will still require someone to convince somebody, because most people don't understand gold and silver money, but it's a lot easier to do because there is a lot of more people out there than normal that know that these items are rare and usable in a complete collapse of society and so forth. So yeah, that's your absolute crazy risk. Hey, or maybe not just the risk of your a tail risk where the whole system collapses, but at least whatever else you invest in collapses as well. So you have that money as a fallback. With that said, the rest of it would go into high risk assets. Anywhere, so 80 to 90% would go into high risk. The reason why also dependent on my age, of course. If I'm under 40, right? If I'm like close to 40 or under 40, sure, I'd go for the big high risk assets. Because I still have a job, still working, still have income, I still have my best I still have my ability to produce, right, as my main source of wealth. Thus, even if I make a mistake, I still can produce and start over and start producing. And thus, I would go with dollar cost averaging into crypto, mostly Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a few other altcoins as well. Maybe follow the little old lady strategy and take my chances on that as well. I would say I'd go about 30% into the little old lady strategy, and the rest to hold for rest in the hodl position on the rest of the coins. All right, I hope that answered your question.
All right, I have to apologize with the public
Why?
because of my horrible pronunciation. Because when GD asked for the shout out, I told you island of Guam, and it's island of Guam. G-U-A.
Guam.
Yes.
Guam. Okay.
Yes. Oopsies.
Okay. Now I know. Now I know.
So sorry.
Guam. Okay. Now I know where that is.
Oh my God. That's
The
so,
island of Guam. Okay.
Oh,
Well,
that's
shout
so
out to the
embarrassing.
islands of Guam out there. Thank you for coming and listening to our show, Guamanians.
Inconvenience. Oh my God. Sorry, GD. That wasn't my intention.
No problem. No problem. All right. Next question. What do we got?
Okay, so this is from B. He said, "Hey Davinci, I'm trading the little lady strategy, 5% maximum per coin. What happens if your banging doubles with one coin and you surpass 5% of the portfolio? Do you suggest to sell more than half?"
No, just keep selling half. That's it, right? You just when it comes back down, of course, right? You can add more. You'll have less than 5%, so you can add more to your position, right? So that's where you at, right? You stay below the 5%, and that's it, so that you're not like overly exposed on one coin. Now, unless that coin, of course, is you can be slightly overly exposed overall if that coin's in your hodl position. All right, next question.
Okay, this is a super chat from Guess Who, Super Google Lee. Thank you, sir. He asked, "I bought Ethereum around 110 on Black Thursday, but just enough to stake Ethereum. When Ethereum goes bananas, should I keep them for staking or sell at least half?"
I would keep them for staking because if depends on how far out you want to look. Because if you want to look far out into the 10-year future with your staking of those coins, you'll probably be able to live off the income in the future with the staking of those coins. The 32 coins, because no one will be able to come close to buying 32 coins. So that would make the amount of income that you get from that staking of the coin in the future, like far future, 10 plus years, astronomical, right? And if you think that far ahead, right, that's guaranteed income for the rest of your life, most likely, so long as nobody comes up with a better Ethereum that runs on like a Bitcoin blockchain, which can't be undone, right? Because right now Ethereum can be undone, right? Any events and stuff like that can be undone and rewind and stuff like that. So it's not quite as solid as a blockchain, meaning that it can't be reversed like Bitcoin can. So Bitcoin can't be reversed and nothing can be changed in the blockchain, right? It's nearly impossible, right? It's close to impossible as we can get at this point in time. All right, next question.
Next question. This is another super chat from this gentleman called Kirill, and he asked, "Is it good time to buy gold? Thoughts on gold ETF?"
Sorry, did you say gold ETF?
No, sorry. GLD ETF.
That's the ETF. So he wants to He says, is it a good time to buy gold ETF?
Is it a good time to buy gold and your thoughts about gold ETF?
Oh, my thoughts on gold ETF.
Yes.
Yes, you can buy gold, but you're a fool to buy the gold ETF. You're guaranteed. I mean, so many people have written about this. Jim Rickards, and so many others, right, that have read the prospectus for you and go, listen, you're obviously going to get screwed if you buy this. So don't do that, right? Use it to trade. It's a great trading mechanism, right? If you want to move in and out to get cash, right? But to hodl, you're guaranteed to lose in the end, which is what you're waiting for, holding gold for. You're holding it for, when you really, really need it as an insurance policy, when you really need it. And that's when it's not going to be there, when you really, really need it. So don't do that. Don't buy GLD, all right, and expect you have real gold exposure. You do not. The big wealthy people, they do, right? They'll be able to withdraw their gold from the ETF, but you won't. So that's not a good idea. But buying gold and sticking it home and putting it in your wallet and putting it in your safe or whatever, that's fine. Just don't even think about buying gold on any don't buy any paper gold at all. Forget it. If unless it's like clear segregated, okay, well, hey, you know what? I'm going to give you this serial number for this kilogram ounce bar, and we're going to store it in this place, in this specific area, in our vaults for you with your name on it. That's the only time you're going to trust the gold as it's secure for you. So don't buy gold any other way. All right. Next question.
This is also related to gold. This is from Adam Schmelter, and he also give you a super chat to answer this question. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
And it was, hello from Germany. Is it safe to deposit gold in a bullion vault like Vault Toro? And are there any security failures or any exposures from the government? Greetings.
Okay, is it safe to put it in a vault? Like, yes, it's safe to put it in a vault, long as you do it through brings to a third party that doesn't have anything to do with gold, basically. If you do that, that's fine. If you don't, you're bound to lose money, because every other gold storage facility is fraud. For example, the Perth Mint. Absolute clear fraud. Absolute. Right? Don't trust them for 1 second. Right? The second that somebody gives you a guarantee, right? You know that's wrong. And the government of Australia is giving you a guarantee on your gold when they have no gold. Right? Yeah, so how are you going to guarantee my gold if it gets stolen? Right? Oh, that's right. You got this thing called a printing press. You're going to give me those tickets. Yeah, right. Thank you, but no thanks. Right? So all right. Well, one more question, and then we're going to call it a day.
Okay. But before that question, we have 523 viewers today. So people, thank you very much for your support. And if you want to continue supporting Davinci, please smash that like button for him.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
We highly appreciate it. So the last question of today, this is going to be interesting. Which one can I take? All right, okay. And this is from Seth Wonoyan, okay. And he asked, Dear Davinci, do you think the US stock market can go up and let's say the next 1 or 2 years, even though we will be in a big economic recession because of all the money printing and the flow of money from other countries to the US markets? The Fed and Trump will try to do anything to let the stock market rise.
Yes, exactly. So people were saying, well, quoting, I think what was his name? Ivan on Tech today quoted, or was it Ivan on Tech? I forget now who it was. I don't know if it was. No, it wasn't Ivan Tech. It was Sonny Decree. He quoted Keynes, and Keynes said that the market can remain rational longer than you can remain solvent. And really, what Keynes should have said, right, is the market can remain manipulated by the Federal Reserve longer than you could remain solvent. Because that's what it really means, right? That's what he's really trying to say without saying it, right? So, yeah, that's the way it is, right? They have unlimited printing press, so they can move the market up. They're talking about buying stocks directly instead of indirectly through brokers. So definitely, they can hyperinflate the stocks well ahead of everything else if they wanted to. Good luck, because there's a lot of people selling, and that's why the buybacks that's why they were doing so massive buybacks, is because baby boomers were selling out their stocks to take their retirement funds. And at the same time, that's why they look the other way of CEOs taking these huge bonuses whilst they borrowed money to buy their stock. And then obviously they gave themselves a bonus, even though that indebted the company large. They didn't care, right? It's not their money. It's not their problem. The debt. it's the corporation, all the workers, the poor workers. They need to take a haircut, right? Once the CEO walks away, we're free and clear.
It's really short, really short. This is from Kevin. It's a super chat, and he says, "Where is your lovely cat? Which of the three? Because we have Waffles, Curry, and Satoshi here, and he wanted to know your prediction about BTC price at the end of this year."
I think we'll be over the 14,000, and is my prediction. But don't quote me on it. I don't know exactly what's going to be happening in the end of this year. All right. So with that said, remember to head over to Pandora's wallet if you're interested in joining my private chat group and learning about their software and how to do the little old lady strategy, and also checking out my portfolio with 1 month subscription. And you're running out of time to buy just 1 month subscription, probably 3 more days. And you'll be a permanent member of the Telegram group. After that, you will be removed from the Telegram group after your subscription lapses. So make sure you get in there to be grandfathered in permanently, to be one of those permanent members of the Telegram group. And if you purchase 2 years subscription, right, and you want us to talk about a specific coin, do also fundamental analysis as well as technical analysis on a particular cryptocurrency, you can do that, and we'll do whatever cryptocurrency you want, so long as it's over the volume is over $10,000 a day at least. Come on. So if you choose, you could choose one coin, and just by purchasing after you purchase 2 years subscription. All right. Well, with that also, if you want to learn how to trade, you could head over to the rationalinvestor.davincij15.com. Right after you learn how to trade, you can then head over to use Bybit. Right, by typing in bybit.davincij15.com or femex.davincij15.com as well. Links are in the description below. And thank you all for watching, and I appreciate all your time and listening to me. This is lots of fun. I love doing these shows, so I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Cheers and bye now.
Cheers, people.
Oh, I forgot to mention, if you haven't seen this video popping up here, don't forget to click that video, and bye.
Bye.